missing? Oh, no, it came from last one. Okay. So let's do this. Welcome to the graffiti jungle. Paolo Lingue. Benvenuti nella giungla dei graffiti. Questo è Impostore Rockstar, a podcast sweet Gihareh. Sono to the capo. Io sono Chief Gihareh Julius Caesar K. Brown. Okay, let's do that. Could I change the color? Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, I can't change the size of it. Okay. Alright, so let me get this set up. I don't know, I'm not sure why, but it's just kind of like loose-ish. Okay. Alright. Okay. So let's do this. Anything else? Oh, well, let me just put some of this stuff up there. I can at least do one that it actually kind of pertains to this. And then, what are we doing from here? Okay. All right. There's that. There's that. Okay. Netflix, Dark, season 3, episode 8, season finale. All right, so season finale is done. It's over with. Everything is just done. There's no more. Nothing is over. I'm pretty sure that there's no more continue. Like the way season 1 and season 2 ended, you know that there was more. But I think they're done now. I think we're done. So let me get comfortable. Get a little comfortable. All right, let's see. Let's see if I want to put the whatchamacallit. We'll leave it. Licht and Schatten. Light and shadow. I learned some German. I learned a little German in this bitch. So, all right. Danke. Danke. That means thank you. All right. So I learned some German, bro. I learned some more German. I'm multiple languages here. All right. All right. Let's do this. So, I mean, at the end of episodio, it's Italian for episode. At the end of episodio 7, what happens? Uh, so Adam, which is basically Jonas, he had the other Martha, in the little machine thing, and he was like, got to destroy both worlds and this and the third. Their son, so I think apparently the way if you had to like not emphasize, but if you had to like make some inferences, I think this guy, where is he at? I think this one guy is their son. I know, yeah, him. This guy, I think he is the son of Jonas and Martha. I think, not sure. Anyway, let's get back to what you call it. So, and I think it was in episode 7. In episode 7, that there's like this moment where the two Claudias are talking, and one Claudia, the other Claudia. I'm like, okay, like what for? What the hell? Just answer. But at the end of episode 7, Claudia walks up. Jonas is looking, and he's like, I don't understand. And then Claudia walks in, and she was like, yeah. Well, I'm not, I forget exactly if she says anything, or I'm not sure if it's just a look at her type of moment, or if she says anything. I don't know. I could clearly just go look at that. But in this one, she's talking to him, and so she's like, so basically she starts talking to him, she explains, she's like, all right, Adam and Eva, which is basically Jonas and Martha, You know what I'm saying? She was like, y'all keep doing the same thing over and over again. And what now? One thing she does say is, she explains to Adam that, Eve understands something that you don't understand. And so she says to him that whenever I think when the apocalypse thing is happening or something like that, it's like a what do you call it? Like she says, time stops for it. Like it's a brief moment where time like stops. And so she says time stops for a moment, and you can like go back and forth with like between worlds or whatever. And so, Adam thing was he's trying to untie the knot and stop everything from what you call it and just have total annihilation. Eve is on the keeping everybody alive and making everything happen just the same way as it always happened before. And so the thing is that they both do that. They both keep going back and forth of making sure the same things happen over and over. What's up, what's up, what's up? So they both keep making sure that the same things happen over and over. And so uh, the origin, so initially they thought that if Mikkel doesn't go back in time, then he won't become Jonas's father. And so, thanks for voting on the poll. Thanks for voting on the poll. So, Mikkel, that's what they thought the origin was, stopping Mikkel from going back in time and this and the third. But apparently that's not it either. And I'm not sure what the but it's the fact that that's one thing, right? So in one world, Jonas exists, and the whole Mikkel time traveling and becoming his father thing, that's what happens in one Jane. But in Martha world, the apocalypse still happens. And she was like, they even show, like when Ulrich goes back in time and hits Helg with the brick, he hits the young Helg with the brick. But in the other world, he still goes back in time and he follows whatchamacallit, but it's an older version of Helg, and then like the other Helg comes and bro, like they had a whole little jank. Um, but but basically she was saying that everything is just going to continue to happen as it always happened. And she was like, this is really not the origin. The origin isn't in your world or her world. So he was like, huh? So she was like, yeah, y'all both have like, you have a world and she has a world. That's not the whatchamacallit though. She was like, and because she was like, you think in dualities, black and white, lit and shadow, light and shadow, right? You think in dualities, black and white. She's like, but nothing can truly exist without a third dimension. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, triquetra or something like that. Basically, like, there's a third world. She was like, is your world? It's her world, but there's a third world. She's like, the origin isn't in either of you two worlds. Because Claudia was trying to make sure that Regina lives. And so she was like, just as y'all was sitting here playing chess with the people and making sure that this happens and that happens and this and the third, she was like, I was doing the same thing. And I was trying to, she was like, I've gone through your world, I've gone through her world, and I've had to watch all this shit keep happening over and over again. So I know when everything the fuck happens, right? Because it's happening over and over and over, infinitely many times, right? And so she was like, I've had to sit here and watch all of this happen, this and that, third, boom, boom. But she was like, here's the true origin. So, the guy who invents the whole time travel shit, one of his biggest motivations is the fact that he lost his son, and his son's girlfriend, and they had a daughter, so he also lost his granddaughter, right? So, of course, he's carrying this pain, and in the world that he lives in, he has no, like, how do I say, nothing's like keeping him there in this world anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't really care. But one of his biggest things about his motivation for time travel is to go back in time so that his son and his son's girlfriend and their granddaughter all stay alive. That's his biggest motivation. So that he wants to time travel. That's why he creates the whole time travel shit. But Claudia basically says that when he created it, the time travel, he ends up destroying his world and splits it in two. So she was like, that's where this whole thing comes from. Your world and her world come from a branch of his world. I'm trying to see if I can do that, but like this. Boom. She was like, your world and her world come from his world. So that's the thing. Is your world and her world come from his world. He split his world up. So it's like, okay. Um, so then uh, it was always kind of weird. What you call it? So how do I say? Like Adam and Eva have like their own room, like this master room where they have like these art pictures up and shit. I think I still have one of them or something. Let me see. Actually, well, I have his still. So like in Adam's room, he has like it's actually like longer painting. He has the painting up. Eva has her painting up, but her painting her and like they show a scene where at some point it was like it happened, but I didn't understand why it happened or what the hell was going on. But her paintings were like burnt up. Like she actually has a man and a woman, like one man, one woman, like Adam Eve type shit. And she had paintings on her wall, and then they were like burnt up. I didn't understand that. But after this meeting with Claudia, I guess she tells him Adam, which is to show she shows him the other world in this and the third, and like he burns down. He's the one who walks into her room and burns it down. And she walks like they got this moment where she's in the room and he comes and she's like, I've been waiting for this moment, you know. Um, and he walks in, and so, but see, the thing is, Claudia already just told him, and she was like, yeah, you need to send Jonas down another path, and boom. So, just as I'm on that part, he walks up to her, puts it right there, and then she was like, "Go ahead, just send a third, boom, boom, boom." But you know, since it's already happened so many times, that's another step in the cycle. Like that's another thing that just helps things trigger and to keep going, because the younger version of her is going to see that he just unalived her, and so it's going to send her down that path of becoming who she is. So she doesn't even matter. She's like, you're just going to make all this what you got. But he doesn't. And he actually like, the bullets are right here. Well, he doesn't say that, but he just like opens his hand, bullets right there. He drops those, and she's like, what's going on? This isn't supposed to happen. This isn't how things go. So like, this is the first time apparently that things are actually going a different way. So then so Jonas, well, Adam tells his younger self, Jonas, to go get the other Martha, and they actually have to go and stop. So again, the thing was, the dude who invented time travel, one of his main things was he lost his son, his granddaughter, and his son's girlfriend, whatever. He lost all of them, and they had passed away in like this, like bridge accident over the bridge or whatever. A car accident over the bridge is not there, but boom, like it's raining and shit, and so we get that part. So they actually show his son's name is Merrick, and I think the son's girlfriend name is Sonia, and the granddaughter or their daughter is Charlotte. And so does that, and then what happens? So they're having this argument or whatever, kinda sorta, and Merrick is like, You don't get it. Like, so Townhouse, this HG Townhouse, he's the one who like invents the time travel. He's the watchmaker, and so he was like, I thought you'd take over their shop one day, like eventually, like not now, but like eventually one day you want to take over the shop and the business. And his son is like, no, you don't. I don't want to do this. Like he's like, you never whatchamacallit. And he's like, don't you get it? This is why mom left. He like, this is why mom probably couldn't take it anymore. You know what I'm saying? You always talk about stars, galaxies, big crunch, big bang. Like you always talking about this and third, but you're not like with your family, your son, your wife. You're not present with like you're not in tune with the world. Like you just always focus on this shit. So like they have this argument, and then Townhouse is still like not even like what you guys say. He's like, yo, it's rain. Cause well, it's one of those. It's like they're about to leave, but he's like, yo, it's raining. You know what I'm saying? He's like, see, you're not even which one. He's like, but basically, Townhouse like it's raining, cause he says all this. Then he's like, it's raining. He's like, you don't. He's like, what you got? So like his son and the daughter and like his granddaughter, like his son's girlfriend and their daughter, they go to leave, and so then Martha and Jonas, they pop up, and they pop up in the middle of the street in front of the car. So like, they was driving down the street and it's raining, and then they see him and it's they turn. Oh, now one thing is when Merrick is sitting there, what I'm saying, arguing or yelling with his dad, he says, what you say is like, what we know is just a drop in the ocean and shit like this. He says that, right? What we know is just a drop in the ocean and is infinite. He says it differently. He just says it a little bit differently. What they've been saying is, what we know is a drop. What we don't know is the ocean. Oh, well, I think he just said something like that. What we know is just a drop in the ocean. He was like, is the world is full of secrets and this and that third, and what we know is just a drop in the ocean. Da 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 boom boom. He says that, you know what I'm saying? So that's one of those you can tell that he's been listening to his father. He's been like, he absorbed, some information knowledge from his father. And so, but anyway, they get into whatchamacallit. Now, Jonas, so when they driving and they swerve in a car, and Merrick gets out and is like, "What's wrong with you?" This and the third, and then Jonas, uh, Jonas says to him, "The bridge is closed," right? He says to him, "The bridge is closed." Hold up, newspaper gets delivered. It's the funniest shit. Um, So he says to him that the bridge is closed, and be like, what? And he's like, yo, do you like what are you talking about? And then mind you, it's raining. And then Martha says something, and Merrick is also something like, yo, do y'all need help? Like, what's wrong? Like, you know what I'm saying? But then Jonas says, what we know is a drop. What we don't know is an ocean. Now, mind you, he just said something similar to his dad before he left. And so basically, and then like, since the exchange is taking a little while, the girlfriend gets out the car and is like, yo, is everything okay? Like, you need help? What's going on? And because at first it was looking like he wasn't going to listen to him, because he told him, like, he basically told him that he said the bridge is closed, it's an accident. And so at first he wasn't whatchamacallit, Merrick wasn't listening to him, whatever. But then when the girlfriend gets out, he's like, he said the bridge is closed or something like that. And so they get into the car, and then because one thing, he was having a talk with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's like, we could have just left tomorrow. Like, it is raining, and he didn't tell us that we gotta go. Like, we could have just left tomorrow. And then so like when they get back into the car, he says the same thing. He's like, you know what? We're just gonna stay. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to leave today, right now. So they technically stop they technically stop the watchmaker from experiencing that pain. You know what I'm saying? That was his pain. Losing his son and his granddaughter and all that, you know what I'm saying? All that in one day, that was his pain. So Uh, they make that turnaround. He's like, you know what? We're just gonna stay, and so they go back. They go back to the watchmaker's house, and he's like, it's good to have you back. You know, he's like, I didn't even like strip the beds yet, so this and that there, boom, boom. Cause you know he was talking to him like he wanted them to stay a little bit longer, said like stay a couple more days. Oh, I think that's something else Jonas said. He's like, your dad really loves you. Yeah, I think he said your dad really loves you. He said the bridge is closed. Your dad really loves you. What we know is just a drop. What we don't know is the ocean. He said like all of those things to him. And then so like when they get back to the whatchamacallit, Merrick's girlfriend, Sonia, I think that's her name. She was like, yeah, he think he saw some angels. You know what I'm saying? He think he saw some angels and some this and the third. He's like, don't mock me, whatever. But they technically, you know, that stops since Townhouse never experiences the pain of losing them. Remember, that was his motivation for doing the whole time travel shit because he wanted to bring them back. He wanted to go back to a time in which they still lived so he could do things differently and shit. So, since he never experienced that pain, since they came back, they live. And with that, that means Jonas's world and Martha's world don't exist. And so it's almost, you know, when snapping on these bitches like Thanos, you know that shit, they start to like vanish. Like you see that shit happen. So like Martha, the other Martha and Jonas are standing there, and then they start to like look at each other. Now here's one cool thing that did happen in this shit. So before they had, so it's like they had to go between worlds. They have to go between worlds. So they have to, like usually they go back in time. Like they go to the cave, they can go back into a different time. Or Eva, which is like the older version of her, they she knows a little bit more. She can go in between worlds. She like I can go back between this world and that world. Boom. But now they're like Claudia said, you know, at some point when the whole apocalypse thing has happened, 22, she was like, time stops for a brief moment in time and it's fractured, whatever, and this and the third, and that's how you whatchamacallit. So this is actually one of those scary, this is probably like, to invent time travel or anything like that, this is one of those scary fucking shit. So this is what happens. It's this shit. So like usually they go into the cave and then like they either make a left or a right, and so they end up either in this time or this time. Like it's like they end up in a certain year, right? But shit is kind of the same. Like they'll pop up in the forest or whatever. But this is the scary ass part of like time travel or anything fucking existing. Is like, holy shit, Cal, where the fuck am I? This is the scary shit. I was like, oh shit. Like, so they went into the cave and it was like, this is the time portal's about to open or whatever. Like the portal's about to open up. And so they saw the portal. So like the dude Townhouse who invents the time machine shit, he does it, boom, 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 and he was like, okay, this shit about to open up. And then the lights start like the little like these little dots start coming in. And so this is the scariest fucking shit because it's like if you end up somewhere like this, you don't know what the fuck to do. You see what I'm saying? Like, in the whole time travel shit, because you know, like, if you ever watch anything that has to do with time travel or anything, it's it's where if your whole body doesn't come back, like you step into the machine and then you come out into another shit and your whole body didn't transport or some shit. You know what I'm saying? This is one of those like this would be the most scariest shit because it's like it's just infinite, and so it's just infinite, right? And you don't know what the fuck to do. You don't know how the fuck to get out. You have no control over that shit. So this is like just conceptually one of those scary fucking shits. And so he's here, and Martha's on this one. Now, the scene from here is that, mind you, they be calling, but they can't hear each other for some reason. And then like there's this little part where it's a young version of Jonas, which is him. It's a young version of him, and he's like, he opens the door, and he was like, there's a girl standing there, or whatever. And then for him, he sees a whatchamacallit at the end of like a little tunnel, and he sees the young version of her, and she's like, she's in her closet, she opens her closet and she's like, "There's a boy right there. He looks kind of sad," and her mom is like, "There's nobody there," and so for him, that's what she sees him as a kid, and he sees her as a kid. For him, he sees her opening her closet door, and then she sees him opening, I don't know, whatever fuck door, but his dad comes and is like, "Yeah, there's nobody." He's like, "There's a girl right there." He's like, "There's no girl right there." Like this and there. So they see that, right? They do that. Like this. So this was like the actually like one little cool thing. And just as a side note, like my brain, I was sitting there just because of things that I saw. I was saying like it's like I didn't know like if they was to try to like they don't do it, but if you was to try to like put your arm out there, like could you choose? Like this is one of those things when it comes like to a multiverse type shit. It's like all of the different worlds are just that like little specks of light in this and a third. And so I didn't know if she could like just choose one. If you just put your arm through there, like do you just get sucked into like a certain world or something? So, but then they like back up, and then they like get to a joint and they're like right side by side. And then that's when they end up popping into the other, the real world. So it's her world, it's his world, but then the origin for both of that, their worlds stem from another world. And so they basically stop uh they basically stop him, the dude, from basically inventing time travel or whatever. And and then they like I said, like the Thanos shit, like, "I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark." That happens. They be standing there and then they vanish. And then their older I should have took a picture with one for those. Their older versions of them do the same thing. Adam and Eva, they're standing there, and then he puts his hand out and he grabs her hand, and then they vanish, like they just sizzle away, you know. Who else? So that's them, and then anything else? Anything else? I'm trying to think. Mm, okay, so but the episode doesn't technically end right there. It doesn't end right there. So they do show one more scene. Now, in this last scene, now, okay, there was a couple things. Peter. Peter, he was with who he was with, and they actually, I think, in this little whatever scene or whatever, they're actually together, like legitimately. And then like there's, you know what I'm saying, like they just together. Uh, Katarina is there. Ulrich isn't there, and then Hannah, Waller. Now Hannah is usually his mom. Waller is he's the cop who in his world he's missing an eye, in her world he's missing an arm. And there's one more person. I'm trying to think. Because Ulrich wasn't there. It was Peter and Nat and Katarina. It was Hannah and Waller. I'm trying to think of who was next to him. I feel like it was like 6 people. Let me see if I can try to like pick. If I can just think. I don't. Ulrich wasn't there. I don't think. I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. But they asked Waller, like, "What happens to your eye? What happened to your eye or whatever?" And he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna tell you the story. What happened?" But as soon as he says, "I'm gonna tell you the story," the lights go out, right? So like, "Oh, this and there," and they go to like put some candles up. So they go to light the candles, and then there's like, oh, again, their little inside joke. "Oh, it must be the apocalypse. This and that. Boom, boom." Now, then Hannah, she come to make everything all dark. So she like, "Yeah, this I just." Now I'm not sure whose jacket it would be in this world. Like there's this yellow jacket. He wears it, and then in her world she wears it. But she's looking at this like yellow jacket, and she was like, "I just had deja vu." And in my dream, uh bro, she's bro, and it's one of those, like, I don't know if you have ever actually like whatchamacallit, like somebody who just like goes on this dark little tangent. She goes on like this little dark tangent, bro. She said she had a dream and she was like, yeah, but then everything went black. There's no no wanting, no having to, no yesterday, no tomorrow, no today, nothing. Just infinite blackness. And then the other girl was like, yeah, I'm glad that ain't happening or something like that. And just sip this wine, this and that there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? Like, what? Oh, I didn't say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. What the hell? I almost said it. So, so then there's yeah, they have that or whatever. But Hannah is pregnant, and apparently it's Vollers this time. And she says, "Have you thought of a name?" And and then it puts a little scene. It just shows her face, and she was like, "I think Jonas would be a beautiful name." So that's how it ends. That's how it ends. So I don't know what the hell with the cycle and shit. All right, I don't know what the cycle and shit. So that was it, man. That was the season finale. That was the season finale, bro. We went from this one. This was season. I think this was season one. And I'm trying to see. Oh, that I'm trying to see. That was season one. Yeah, I think that was season one. Let me see. That was all right. That's it. I don't know. All right, I can finally delete all these scenes off my whatchamacallit. Well, I'm trying to debate right now if I should go through all of them though. If I should go through all of these one last time before we delete them. All right, we're gonna bring up all these one more time. It's the season finale, y'all. It's the season finale. It's 2019. Nietzsche. Okay. Season finale, y'all. Season finale. We're gonna go through all the scenes one more time. Give it to me one more time. One more time. Damn, bro. Okay. Well, I'm trying to figure out. Does that mean like? Oh, the rest of these are here. I think. No. Almost. Let me see. Oh, okay. I'm trying to think if all the scenes are here now. All right. I think I pulled up most of them. So let's just go through these. No, I think it pushed some shit back. Cause where's season one shit? Oh, it's over here. Okay. Well, let's take a walk down memory lane. I think. All right. I think it's not a challenge at all. It's gonna be something quick, but my next time I get some cigars or tobacco or something, that my edit will consist of something like this. All right. So this is where it starts, you know. Mickle, which becomes Michael. That's the office. So episode one, right there, getting it in. Yes, sir. Mads. I'm not sure. I still don't know why Mads went missing. I don't know who got Mads. I don't know what. I don't know. That's the boy Eric who went missing. And I don't know what. I still don't know why they was doing this to them. I don't know why they was doing that. I don't know why the birds falling out of the sky. Yeah, yeah. This when you first meet him, her, yeah, whatever. It's too much confusion. Then it gets back to get you a dancer. Yes, sir, not a stripper. Then was like the guy in the black jacket. That's what he was. Hey, this was one of the most diabolical scenes right here, yeah. This was a diabolical scene. Your wife and the one you cheating on her with sitting together. Yeah, that was crazy. Ah, Noah or Heno. So who is actually? Oh, Celia, who travels back in time, sees Bartosz, and then she has Hannah and Agnes. Okay, the young Hannah, bro. Hannah, she had it tough, bro. From a kid, Ulrich never whatchamacallit, bro. Growing up, Ulrich cheated on her. It didn't matter which world that happened in. He all. That was a diabolical scene. I think I gotta find that scene. Katerina, they ain't do her right either, bro. Damn, Katerina didn't go out. Her mom took her out. That's crazy. That's crazy. Jonas, that was getting it in. So there's Hannah, bro. He was feeling bad for him. Katerina just, I feel bad for Katerina too. She ain't she ain't deserve that shit. Ulrich was just having his way out there. Ulrich was living a good life. Hell got it bad too, bro. Hell got it bad too. Shit. Charlotte had a decent character. She was smart, just putting shit together. She was just gonna find shit out. This shit was hilarious. When she told him that she was pregnant. Look at his reaction. And then the ways of the heart cannot be explained. That's one of them shits. Don't let nobody say that to you. Somebody say that to you. Yeah, that's when her mom took her out, bro. Katerina, when her mom took her out, that shit was crazy. This actually the whole family tree. This right here is actually the whole family tree. I'm trying to see if I can actually fucking. Yeah, that's the whole family tree. Bruh, I can finally delete all this shit. Then Adam thought he got away with what he did. Then they had the apocalypse. This ain't got nothing to do with it. Realities. Zwischen der Zeit. Zwischen der Zeit. Then he tried to take himself out. It ain't happening, son. Then he took his mom out. Crazy. What? And then I should forget what the name of that picture is. Eva. I'm right there. Traveling between time. Alright. I can finally delete all these shits, bro. Oh gosh. Alright. That is Dark. 3 seasons, bro. First season had 10 episodes. Then the next 2 had 8. So 16 plus 10. 26 episodes, bro. And they're about an hour long. Man, that's like 26 hours. Damn. 26 hours of my life, minimum. Just watching this. And then I gotta double that because I took almost damn near an hour long talking about the recaps and shit. So that's 52 hours right there. That was a season, bro. This was a series. We done went through this whole series. It's gonna take me a while, maybe, cause tomorrow I'm gonna be like, damn, I'm bored. We need a new series, y'all. We need a new series. We need a new movie. Yeah, we're gonna do another movie or we're gonna do a new series next. Let's see. I don't know what we're gonna do next. We're gonna do a new movie or we're gonna do a series. I don't know. But I can finally delete all these shits. So I'm about to delete all these shits. I'll be another stream just for the last one for the next.